last year, Sonny had some trouble in the first inning, and he had none so far until this time. How did you like the way he responded to the first inning troubles?
You know what I've said often. That's usually when a good starter is vulnerable. It was early in the game before he gets into a rhythm. But it doesn't surprise me how he responds. You know, once the offense comes back and gives him that kind of support, it kind of reinvigorates you as a pitcher. But not much he does surprises me. So, you know, coming back from an off first inning, you almost expect that of him.
What adjustments did you see him make after the second?
Just more strikes. I mean, as you saw, the ball-strike ratio a lot of times was even early on, and then he just started throwing strikes. And when he starts throwing strikes, he gets less predictable, and, you know, threw all his pitches today, curves and sliders. I don't think too many change-ups, but had a good moving fastball, which he typically does.
Bob, it seems like Reddick at the plate is really confident right now. What do you see him doing anything differently he hasn't been doing the last few years to be this hot?
He's just hitters sometimes get on rolls. They feel confident and they go on streaks where they, swing the bat well. Health certainly has a lot to do with how he's feeling right now. He's not, we've seen him dinged up the last couple of years, and sometimes that plays and keeps you from getting into a rhythm. But we're seeing him in a great rhythm right now. He's, you watch his batting practice. He's hitting the ball to all fields, not just trying to pull everything. And, hit a breaking ball one time, hit a fastball one time. He's seeing the ball good.
With Laurie swinging it well the past couple of games, what does it mean to have both those guys clicking a little bit just to get some production in the bottom half of the order?
Yeah, it's important for us. There's no doubt. I mean, we can't just expect 2 or 3 guys to carry the load offensively. We need it throughout. And when you're getting that kind of production from Reddick in the 6th hole, and Laurie has the ability to do that, certainly. Even when Marcus was down there, had the ability to score, and you feel good about having a chance to score, every inning that you come up.
Yeah, and does Reddick to you kind of look like that 2012 Reddick with all the power and just kind of the streak he's on right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's some similarities what he's doing right now. I like the fact that he's not trying to force it, not just trying to pull everything. There'll be times where you get some good fastballs to hit and you drive those, but, you're not always going to get fastballs to drive, so... I think his routine's great pregame, and I think his batting practices have been great, not trying to do too much.
You had talked, you might have some update on Ben.
Yeah.
Do you? In fact?
Yeah, everything went great. So as far as timetables, I don't know about that. I'm not sure if he'll be here tomorrow. He'll either be here tomorrow or the next day. But Dr. Dickinson said that it went as well as we could have hoped. So that's all I needed to hear.
You mentioned some pitchers tend to be vulnerable early, including him. Why is that?
Starters, a lot of good starters. It's always the balance with, do you try to bunt on a guy early in the game? A lot of times that you're not in rhythm in the first inning, and you find that rhythm and you get better as you go along. Other times they're on it right away. Good starters, but that is usually when they're most vulnerable, is in the first inning, in my opinion.
Bob, do you have an opinion on what you see out of Weaver so far with the velocity down, a lot of things right over the plate?
Yeah, I'm pitching maybe a little bit more up in the zone that we've seen. I mean, he has the ability to, and, even though his velocity's down, you also see him backing off the changeup and the curveball to creating a gap. So if he's throwing 86 with his fastball, he's throwing curveballs that are in the high 60s and changeups that are in the low 70s. So he's creating that gap where, as a hitter, it's still kind of, even though he's not throwing as hard, it's still, he can plus and minus you and keep you in between. We were lucky to get some good swings on him early on and score some runs in the first.
Yeah, Scribner looked really good tonight. I mean, have you kind of been pleasantly surprised by just the year he's put together, how consistent he's been all year?
He has, and, he's moved up to that, right now the 8th inning role, the setup type role, so, and deserves to. The slider / cutter has been a terrific pitch for him. With his fastball and his curveball, it's been more up and down. Now he has a pitch that goes side to side, and you saw that there's some hitters taking some funky swings at it. So he's pitching with a lot of confidence on top of it.